Bob Arum's actually probably healthier than me.
There you go. There you go. Eddie is Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG with FightHype. And obviously we've talked a lot about the fight this week. We've been here covering. I wanted to get your thoughts on something that's pretty relevant and current. Somebody seems to think that this fight is an appetizer to another fight, which was deemed as the main entree. And that's Oscar De La Hoya in reference to this fight versus Virgil Ortiz's fight. Any thoughts on that or any message for Oscar at all?
You confused me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oscar De La Hoya says this fight is an appetizer and Virgil Ortiz's fight is the entree. That's how he put it.
I'm very confused. I don't know what this has got to do with Virgil Ortiz. All I know is we've got 14,000 people here on Saturday night to watch in my opinion, arguably the best fighter in boxing. Virgil Ortiz is fighting Bohocic, which is a good fight. Where is that fight?
They were Vegas. In LA. They were in LA yesterday.
Vegas. What arena?
Yeah. It's in what is it? Michelob.
Michelob. Okay, that holds about 7,000. So yes, Oscar De La Hoya, when he talks about an appetizer and a main course, it is my understanding that a main course is twice as big as an appetizer. But our crowd tomorrow night for Boots Ennis will actually be 2, if not 3 times bigger than the crowd for Ortiz. But Ortiz is a great fighter. I don't know where the comparisons come from, but I'll tell you what, if Virgil Ortiz wants to fight Jaron Boots Ennis, I will put my entire company and my entire wealth on Jaron Boots Ennis to beat Virgil Ortiz.
Switching gears, you were prepared, it was rumored that you were prepared to pay Gervonta Tank Davis in excess of $20 million. Shakur Stevenson just rejected a deal with $15 million for Top Rank. Would you be willing to go up to $20 million to get Shakur Stevenson?
Well, firstly, that was $15 million for 5 fights.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if it was a multi-fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm pretty honest, right? If I'm Shakur Stevenson, I like looking at these things from the fighter's point of view as well as my point of view. If I'm Shakur Stevenson and I'm Josh Dubin and I'm Jay Prince, I'm thinking, how can I, and similar with Boots, how can I get the fights that will, one, earn my client a lot of money, but also showcase how good he is. We all know boxing, we all know that this kid is an outstanding fighter. He's not Arturo Gatti, he's not going to go out and have wars with his chin in the air, but he's going to school people, and in the right style, he's going to be in exciting fights. But he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Right?
How do you feel about them comparing his fighting style to the Floyd Mayweather's?
Sometimes. But look what Mayweather did. I mean, it's not everybody's not going to go out and just have a war every time they fight. I know the guys from Newark, from the venue there. He did a brilliant gate last week. No one wants to talk about it, obviously, because he's left. Right? He did a massive number on ESPN, the biggest of 2024. So right now, you're all asking me questions about him. Shakur Stevenson is one of the most talked about fighters in the world. But if I'm his management team, I'm saying, okay, how can we navigate him to have the career-defining fights? And Oscar didn't like, obviously, what I said about Zepeda, but that's the truth. Like, I think the Zepeda fight is a good fight for Shakur Stevenson. But see, for me, I don't really care about tying a fighter down for 5 fights or 3 years, whatever. If they like working with you, they like working with you. And if they don't, they don't. But someone like Golden Boy and those kind of guys, they will only allow him to fight William Zepeda if he signs a long-term deal with him.
He's went on record saying that.
Yeah, well, he also said he'd only make the fight if he was with Golden Boy, which is a disgrace to boxing, actually. This is from a guy that says promoters should work together, the best should fight the best. Now you can only get Zepeda if you're with Golden Boy, which is bizarre. Like, we're with the same platform. It's not about the promotional company, it's about the platform and the fights that you can deliver for your broadcaster. So, but I think that the fluidity of being a free agent is good and bad. As you've seen with Devin, if you don't have the contractual backing of someone, people don't have to bid for fights. They don't have to pay for fights. So we can be as fluid as Shakur. We could try and make the Zepeda fight for him. We could try and make another fight for him. We could make a fight for him in Newark. But what you don't want is you don't want too many fights. A bit like Boots. You don't want too many fights like Avanesyan. Still, it'll be a great fight. It'll be a great night. But like you're spending training camps in fights that aren't defining your legacy. And with Shakur, you've got to fight. But let's be honest, Zepeda's not going to create Shakur's legacy. It's just a good fight, right? And a fight that I think style-wise will suit Shakur. Tank, maybe Lomachenko, move into 140. Teofimo, Paro, you know, whoever it's going to be. They're the kind of fights. Like, people forget, what is he now? 3-division world champion? Shakur? I mean, how many people are 3-division world champions? How old is he? Mid-20s?
27.
Like, you know, he could move to 140 and become a 4-division world champion.
So you're clearly excited at the potential of landing Shakur.
Yeah,
Do
but
you think there's a damage control or public perception challenge that you'll have to get ahead of?
You can spin whatever narrative you want to spin. He's been fighting a one-man war because he's got no one by his side. He's got no mouthpiece, he's got no megaphone, he's got no promotional company that are out there, a machine pumping him 24/7. He's doing it on his own on Twitter, which actually he needs to step back from, because you're never going to win that fight. Do you know what I mean? He's putting out fires, he's fighting battles, he's going at him, and that's fine. He's done a good job. Everyone's talking about him. Now time to step back. This next decision that he'll make will be a very important one for his career. And that's why the short-term deal is probably better than the long-term deal. I don't want to limit our opportunity for signing long-term. I wouldn't sign a long-term deal if I was him, even with me. Because I don't want to be in a contract where I'm 4 or 5 fights in, I'm thinking, well, I know I'm getting paid, but where's the big fights? You know?
How was this performance last week for you?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in its entirety. You know, I watched clips of it. He went forward a lot more. He made silly mistakes because he was just trying to entertain. Like, he could have boxed off the back foot and not got hit. But he's coming forward, but not being funny. It's a mismatch. It's a shit fight. Like, no disrespect to the other guy, but you're putting a guy in a fight time and time again where the other guy just can't win. Like, go back to the exciting fights, you know, a bit more like Valdez and, you know, where he actually had someone come in to fight him. And that's why Zepeda will be a good fight, because that's a good competitive fight. You know, Tank, all these guys, that's when you're going to see the best Shakur.